welcome to JB Trio Podcast, Season 7, Episode 12. I'm Lee McDonald Jr.
Chris Woodmansey.
Mark, the Ancient Warrior Merchant.
Gilbert, almost as old as the Ancient Warrior Merchant.
Peterson.
Peterson.
What, a few months? A few months?
By a few months, yes. And Gilbert is going to be our fourth host today. And we also have a longtime listener with a special message for one of our hosts. And he's going to go ahead and say a few words.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something, and believe me when I say this, nobody appreciates great content like I do. And let me tell you, folks, the JB Trios podcast, it's tremendous. I mean, these guys, they're fantastic. Listen up, everyone. It's time to address a matter of utmost importance. Chris, my friend, let's talk about this so-called bowling nickname of yours, Chris the Comeback Kid. Are you kidding me? That's not a nickname. That's a cry for help. You can't just slap comeback onto anything and expect it to work. And also, let me tell you, folks, by Gilbert winning the JB Trios Coke Bottle Tournament again is tremendous, just tremendous. I've always said winners find a way to win, and Gilbert is a winner. His victory is a true testament to his amazing talent. He's truly helping to make America great again.
Oh my God. I fucking love it. I fucking love that. Oh my God.
Our longtime listener and Chris's biggest fan.
Dude, we should just end the podcast right now.
We're ending it on a high note. And
that is the highest we have ever been. That
with
was
this disclosure that this podcast does not endorse any candidates whatsoever.
My God. No way. Trump approves that message right
Trump
there.
Approves. Yes, he does.
That message right there, guys.
You are apparently his biggest fan.
Oh my God. That is amazing. That is like the best thing I ever heard.
It's great. You got rid of the comeback kid. Now you got to come up with a new handle.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that. You didn't tell me nothing about that. I didn't feel like saying it. I didn't feel worthy enough. To say it.
Yeah. Well, apparently somebody thinks you're very worthy of it, and he gave you his endorsement.
Oh my gosh!
He thinks it's a cry.
You are officially now anointed the comeback kid.
He thinks it's a cry for help, Chris.
God.
He thinks it's a cry for help.
I was wondering. I was saying, man, is that Donald Trump? Like, how the fuck? I was like, man.
I don't know if anybody could hear it as clear, but we'll play the actual call later on in the podcast, maybe towards the end. I just wanted to get your live reaction of your biggest fan.
That's awesome. Who all knew about that? Who all knew that?
We all three knew.
What?
Yeah, we all know.
The most important ones knew.
Hey, wait, Gilbert's not even part of this podcast, okay?
I don't know. We may have gained a fourth host. We don't know.
Gilbert's, he's our executive producer.
I had to.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, are we recruiting all the old people because they don't have much time? And can we rush them out? Like, what the hell is this recruiting?
Chris, this is your swan song. This is your last episode.
We didn't let you know that.
Oh, Mark, we weren't supposed to tell him that part.
Yeah, I know. At the very end, we got a swan song.
My swan. This is my dying video. My dying video, guys.
You know, Trump is also famous for saying two words, right? What's he most famous for saying?
I have no idea.
You've been fired.
Oh, yeah, you've been fired. Oh, if you would have said that would have been perfect in the speech. He's like, well, Chris, by the way, fired.
Oh, man. Okay, when you get fired, we'll have to do a Celebrity Apprentice ending and say, Chris, you're fired.
Oh, my God. This show will go down in viewership if I'm fired. A lot of people won't want to listen to this.
That's just like those episodes that we had where Chris took over.
And those episodes averaged about 50 viewers, my good sir.
Double the viewers?
Double the freaking viewers, man.
We definitely had the most comments on those episodes.
Exactly, see?
Those so-called episodes.
See? You're welcome.
That was the first one when they thought it was BJ instead of JB.
They thought it was one of those porn podcasts.
Yeah.
Which,
We're
by
just
the way, guys, I don't know if y'all been watching porn lately, but Texas have blocked all porn sites.
How do you know that?
Heard from a friend.
Oh, really?
Heard
Oh,
from a friend?
That friend. That
I heard
friend.
from a single friend,
That
Yep.
single friend.
and I can't say his name on the podcast because he bowls in our league.
Oh, we knew it was a he.
Yep. Oh, is she? Yep. He or she?
A he, she, what?
Yep. You don't know that.
Shit, I didn't think you were that close to Ricky.
No, that's the. I thought it was Elena.
Whoa, yeah. Well, it's an interesting week that we had here because I don't know if y'all have checked out the standing sheet, but it's coming down to the wire. And I don't know if anybody really wants to win this thing because we've got 10 teams, 10 out of 14 teams that are in contention to take first place. And I'd like to go over the results by going over one of our new favorite segments, the fastest 3 minutes in bowling. All right, and first off was Team 11. Speaking of Ricky, it was Team 11, Ricky's team, against the men in the 10 pin,
Damn.
who's been struggling here as of late. And the men in the 10 pin did not struggle last week. They bowled really good, especially Gary, who had bowled Bowler of the Week. He won for his team 43 out of 48 points. They're no longer in the cellar, so good job. Kudos to them. And another team that's been struggling, Pin High, formerly first place Pin High, dropped in the standings for the last month. They fought up against the new first place team, the S team, minus Diego. So it was 2-on-3, and they lost. The first place team lost huge to Pin High, 44 out of 48. So us not picking Pin High definitely has helped them.
Hey, I picked Pin High.
Oh, well, Mark did, but you know,
Only guy that did. Only guy that did.
Yeah, and you got the point for that. So good job on that pick.
Yep.
Next pair, now we're talking about BD in the pocket. They bowled against Team 14, almost empty nest, and BD won big. They won 36 out of 48, so good job to them. And my team bowled against Team OG, the resurgent Team OG with Darren and his new ball they got from Mark, who has been killing it with that ball. They whooped our butts. It was 30 out of 48, so kudos to OG. We lost. And the next pair, Wicked Trio, Team 3 against Team 4, blaming on the alcohol. And blaming on the alcohol got out of their slump. They won 40 out of 48. Kudos to them. Team 5, Mark's team, which is Slate's Sloppy Seconds, bowled against Team 6, which is Rick Connor and them, 3 fingers deep. Near Kiss Your Sisters going on. And Mark's team edged them out 26 out of 48. So whoever picked Mark's team is the victor there. And then the last pair, Team 9, Slate's Rockheads, which is Gilbert, featuring Gilbert and his partners Neil and Jared, with Team 10, Chris's team, with Chris trying to hold up his teammates, Camilla and Leland, as what he would say. And it was another Kiss Your Sister lane, and this time Chris was on the losing end. He did not kiss his sister. He barely kissed his wife. It was 26 out of 48 going to Gilbert's team, so good job to Slate's Rockheads. Now, standings-wise, all the top teams lost. The middle teams won. And so, again, just like I said earlier, the top 10 teams are in contention and could claim first place if they bowl great here in the next few weeks. Now, to go over the standings, the S team, they lost big, but they are still in first. 342 is their total points. The next team in second, Slate's Rockheads. They're at 339. They could not beat Chris's team enough to overcome first, so they remain in second.
Yeah, suck it.
BD in the pocket climbed. They are now in third. They are at 333. Next is Slate Sloppy Seconds. They dropped down to fourth. They're at 324. Team OG climbed big. They're in fifth place now, and they're at 312. with Almost Empty Nest dropping to 6th. They're at 304. Three Fingers Deep making a little bit of a comeback. They're at 302 in 7th. Pin High in 8th place at 300. Blame It on the Alcohol at 292. And Who You Calling a Pinhead, which is my team. I can't believe we're in the 10th, but we're in contention at 290. So all of those teams are within 52 points, which can be made up within 2 weeks. So those are your top 10. Now, to go over the last 4, we've got the Men in the 10 pin. They climbed out of the gutter. They jumped up to 264. They're in 11th. In 12th, Put Your Thumb in It, 261. Technically has still a shot at first, but they better get out of that slump they're in. Wicked Trios at 224 and Ricky and the Two Mics at 193. So there you have it. That was the fastest 3 minutes in bowling. Interesting standing, gentlemen. What do you think?
Horrible.
What do we got? We got 5 weeks left and then a position round. Am I correct?
I believe so. It's going to be week 31. We've got 18 weeks for the half. So if we're counting week 31, so 5 weeks, and then position round will be that 6th week.
Right. That's what I got. That gives Chris enough time to sink to the bottom.
No. No.
Just like
Not gonna happen. No, not gonna happen.
It could be the ultimate. He may get a new nickname from Trump and be called the ultimate comeback kid.
Yeah, hey, Chris, tell us what did happen with that bet last week with Neil. I can't remember.
I lost by 86 pins. Less than 100.
God.
Less than 100, though. Come on. Less than 100 by 3 players. 86 pins. They can't even get 100 over me. That's embarrassing.
God, that's like being down 60 going in the last game and not winning.
I was down by 66 pins. I was going to get a good comeback. Then Joe Bear finally got a freaking stroke up and freaking pulled out the 3rd game.
That's like when you have.
I think he shot it. What did he shoot? A 140?
A 158.
No.
Oh my God!
Followed up by a 267. So I think I won the Woodmansey last week.
Yeah, if we still did the Woodmansey from last season, that would definitely claim first place this week.
Definitely would have. I would have been
And
happy.
for those that don't know, for our new listeners, the Woodmansey, you got to go back and listen to some of our previous seasons. The Woodmansey is where you have 2 games that are next to each other, where one game is a really, really low game and the next game is a high game. And the bigger the margin, the bigger the chances you're going to win. And Gilbert had 158 to 267. That's 109 pin difference between just 2 games. So,
but I
think that definitely would claim game.
Oh my gosh.
Now, that's nothing, though, compared to Jared. I don't know if y'all remember, Jared still holds the title for the biggest Woodmansey of all. So if he's listening, I don't know if he wants to hold on to this honor, but remember when he shot 167 300?
Yeah.
That was 136 pin difference. That is currently the record.
We all remember that. It's 300 when
Ricky. Against Ricky,
yeah, and you know, I let's give him a little credit though. He did pick up a 710 this past week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
we would have caught it on tape already. But yes, so Jared, he bowled against Chris's team, and you should have heard him. Jared, he was as loud as Brian was. We all didn't know what happened. He was screaming as loud as he could and celebrating. He picked up the 710 friggin' split.
Yeah.
Ricky had like 300 like back to back to back in one season.
Yeah, Brian Bimmer.
We'd have to go back and investigate.
Yes.
Investigate.
But yeah.
And we can guarantee one of them was not Chris.
I want to go on the record to say I called that 710 before he picked it up. I said,
no way.
Oh, yeah. I said, you're going to get
proof.
Jared.
You have proof of this?
I have witnesses, plenty of them.
Nope. Who? Are they reliable? Nope. No, they're not.
Yeah. They're all my teammates.
I will tell you
definitely not reliable. Definitely not reliable.
Yeah.
Gil, if he didn't pick that up, it was going to be another Brian.
What the? Yes.
He was leaving that 7 pin, solid 7 all night long. Then he leaves that 710.
I got to get an award application together. because I think they give out awards for picking that up.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I should.
I mean,
get-
no, they do leave, but if you work for USB-C, they just like go fuck yourself.
Okay. Well, I got to go check with my Tuesday, the early shift secretary. Then
Yeah, you did it.
I did that one.
Oh, that's right. You did do that. You better check with Sabina.
I like how we're talking about how the 710 is being picked up by a bunch of old people.
Yours not that old. Well, is everybody old because they're older than you? That means everybody's old.
I mean, if you're above 40 years old, you're up there. Right?
Oh my God.
40 is the new 70.
Well, you're practically 40 now.
No, I'm way under 40. I just turned 30.
Well, all right. We'll take your word for it. You got witnesses?
That means you only got like 10 years left to live, Chris.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
So you better have some witnesses. But anyway. All right. So we got another discussion. What is the deal with this Coke bottle bracket? What's going on?
So we have 14 players. We are taking 14 players.
I thought we agreed that we're going to do the top 8.
What do you mean? When was this?
Eliminate the bottom 6.
Yeah. So
When was this?
instead of, we talked about it right before the podcast started.
Yeah, what the hell are you? Yeah.
When did we talk about
Are you older than what you say you are?
When did we talk about this? I had no recollection of us talking
Obviously,
about
this didn't go into your short-term memory.
Or were you distracted by other things?
Distracted by what?
Was your wife distracting you?
She was here.
Come on, I knew it. Camilla did something.
Instead
No,
of advancement, we were doing 14, throw out the lowest 6 the first week,
Correct.
and then make an 8-man bracket.
That is correct. So the 14, we're going to have a qualifier round. The top 8 advance. The bottom 6 are eliminated. And then the official bracket will begin this round 2 when we have 8 bowlers.
Yep.
Yeah, but shouldn't I? Yes, I do recollect we did talk about this. But shouldn't we tell the guys who actually signed up this before they even what people back out? What people?
They'll understand.
Yep.
They'll understand
What
because
if they don't? There's always this one person. You can't assume everyone will understand.
Okay,
There's always that one Karen.
Chris, when did you tell the guys that signed up that 2 of them were getting buys?
Exactly.
True.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
True that.
Yeah.
Are we just going to tell them that Trump gives his endorsement? So
No, just
no matter what, Chris can make up his own rules.
Yep.
I say, if you suck, you're out.
That means I'm
You
eliminated.
don't deserve to win.
All right. So basically, just to recap, we're at 14 players. We're cutting the lowest 6. The 8 will move on to in the bracket format, and thus so on forth.
That sounds so much better.
Yeah.
So there you have it. There's the new Coke bottle format, and that begins tomorrow night on April the 9th. And that'll last for, how many rounds is that? That's 4 rounds.
Yep, 4 weeks. Real quick recap. I only have one person who paid, so please bring your money in tomorrow, or just give me the money some time before I pay out the winner. Please and thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chris. So, Mark, why don't you go ahead and tell us about the results of the March Madness bracket?
My fellow bowling fanatics, today I am thrilled to announce that the JB Trios March Madness Big Bracket has reached a pivotal moment. We are now down to the final 4 bowlers. Let's all now take a listen to Mark the Ancient Warrior to let us know who are the lucky ones that made it through.
Is this Morgan
Mark?
Freeman?
Oh,
Yeah,
we forgot to
that's
tell you, we
Morgan
also
Freeman.
hired
Yes,
Morgan
it
Freeman on
is.
the side.
Oh my god! I
Yes.
never heard of these.
Yep, we're down to now the final 4, but in the match of the Elite 8, it was Peyton versus Mark, and that was the closest match of the week. Peyton 678 and myself 654.
Oh,
Peyton moves on.
Peyton's
And he
still
will
in
be
it.
and he will be facing Neil Brady.
Wow, what a match.
Neil Brady with the second lowest score of the week, 626.
Really? Hey.
626 versus Chris Saunders, who had a 606.
The lowest score. Wow.
Yep. And then we had Darren versus Jared. Darren 695 versus Jared 651.
Wow. That just shows you how good Darren's been bowling with that new ball.
Yeah, so Darren will be moving on against Anna Marie, who beat Bob Davis.
That's the most shocking of all. I'm so happy for her, though, because she bowled next to us and she bowled good. She bowled above her average all 3 games. Bob kind of choked it in the end, but that's a brother and sister tandem. And I guess he felt sorry for his sister there in the end because they only bowled like a 110. But yes, Anna Marie Davis is advanced to the Final Four. And I'm rooting for her big time. I hope she wins the whole thing. Even I know Peyton's my son, but I'm rooting for Anna Marie.
Yeah, so this will be a good match. It'll be Peyton versus Neil and Darren versus Anna Marie.
Yes. Although I'm rooting for Darren as well, either one of them.
And, I think, didn't Peyton and Neil both come out of the losers bracket?
They did.
They both came out of the loser bracket.
They had 22 in the loser bracket. Only 5 were admitted back into the main bracket with the best 5 scores. And those were 2 out of the 5. So they've made it all the way to the Final Four. Now they're on the east side of the bracket. Anna Marie and Darren are on the west side. So Peyton and Neil face each other, and they're going to take it down to 1. And they'll face the winner of Darren against Anna Marie.
Yeah, that'll be a nice Final Four matchup right there. Nice set up pretty nicely.
Yes. We'll probably have the winner of one of those 2 that make it to the finals in 2 weeks on as guests. We'll get a chance to talk to somebody at that time. Kind of, again, hoping for Anna Marie or Darren. That'd be nice. 2 brand new bowlers from JB Trio get to make it into the finals and then win the whole thing. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I agree. So let's just throw Peyton and Neil out of there and just look and watch that Darren.
Let's put them in a side bracket.
Yeah.
Not even have them in a final 2. So anyway, what I'd like to do before we go into Mark's picks is go over what we did for bowling on Bowler of the Week and stuff like that. So we had Gary Vickner, who bowled 108 over his average. Definitely carried that men in the 10-pin team to victory this past week. And he had bowled, I forget the exact score. I think it was 620 something. But he bowled 108 over. Mike Ensline bowled pretty good. He bowled 72 over and helped Ricky and the 2 mix to win their match. And then kudos to Darren McHenry. He was 3rd in the results for Bowler of the Week at 68 pins over. We already talked about how great he bowled. I think it was like a near a 500 series. First time he ever did that. So good job, Darren. Tina Clay bowled Bowler of the Week for the ladies, 53 over. Tina Saunders, of course, the queen. 2nd place, kudos. 37 overs. She's still killing it. And Anne Marie, as we talked about earlier, she made 3rd honors at 36 over. So those are the ladies. And, of course, our favorite anticipatory individual awards right now. Neil Brady, high average, 208. Garrett Williams, 205. And there is somebody on this podcast that is in 3rd place.
Nice job, Gilbert.
Yes, it's not Chris. Sorry to say it's not Chris. It is Gilbert Peterson at 204.
Oh, wow. He finally came up from like a 170.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm finally there.
I've been up there. So, hey, congratulations, Joe Bear. You're finally up to the top 4.
I've been up there for the last 2 weeks. How long were you up there, Chris?
I've been up there for like the whole season. So.
If there was a top 4, Chris would probably be right there. He's at 203 average, so only 1 pin behind Gilbert from 3rd place.
Yeah, but so isn't Peyton at a 203. So I think
That's true.
I think Chris is thinking down to like 5th now.
It could be. Maybe 6th. I don't know. But for the ladies, his wife is pretty dominant. She's at 169. And Amanda's at 145. And Nancy Davis is at 133. So those are our top averages for the ladies. Cody Eskerka, who's been bowling pretty good, has claimed most improved for the men. He's at 17 pins over. And Tina Saunders still dominant at 22 pins over her average. And MVP race, we have Mr. Kyle House still in the lead at 151. Gino Clay catching him at 147. And a new member of the MVP race has entered. Mr. James Singletary has cracked the top three. He has 140 points. He's lead off for the Blame It on the Alcohol team, Team 4. And he's cracked the top three. He's going to try to make a run for it against Kyle. But so far, Kyle's been the man for like 3-4 months. He's been leading the MVP race. So it's getting close now to the end. See if he makes it. Tina Saunders has got a clear shot at victory of claiming MVP for the ladies. She's at 139. And next closest to her is Anna Marie Davis, 111. And Nancy Davis, 107. So there you have it for the award. So everybody's been bowling great so far. And again, the standings are so tight. You got to love it when they get tight and late in the season.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, if you want a tip for next year, start off the first 3 weeks miserable, then maybe you can get most improved.
Oh, you talking about Joe Bear did? Because he did.
Hey, Lee, I think I see a discrepancy in our most improved men area.
Uh-oh.
You got Kyle as James Singletary looks like he's at like 16 pins above his last year's at.
Oh, really? Okay.
And you
Yeah, but I don't. How do you do that? That brings up a question though. How do you determine that? By after the first 3 weeks, what your average is, and then how you bowl the rest of the season?
Actually, I think
that's
the
how you do it,
system
right?
takes your first 12 games. So the system will take games 1 through 12, and then whatever your average is after the 12th game, that's what they base it off of.
So you could just say the most improved sandbagger is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It is the most improved
If you guys want to name
sandbagger.
it, the most improved sandbagger, we can name it that.
Yes, that's how it should be.
like that.
I mean, that definitely backs up Peyton being number 2.
Okay, yes, that's fine. I'm all in favor of the most improved sandbagger, or the most sandbagger bowler.
Yeah. It should be just a bag of sand or something with their name.
That's the trophy they're going to get.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, a small bag
along with a keychain. A keychain from USBC. Usually what we do for Bowler of the Year is we take the person that had bowled the most pins out that week, and we have to go all the way back to when Larry Hoover bowled a 787 series, which is still top series for the league. He bowled 202 over, so he would make Bowler of the Year if that stands. And it still could very well stand. Cody comes pretty close, though. He's at 186.
That gives you something to shoot at, Chris.
Yeah.
782.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And this is 3 games, Chris. We're not talking 5.
And Tina Saunders had bowled, of course, she's the queen of all stats. She's got 159 pins when she bowled her 549 series that she bowled over her average at that time.
Yeah, I think she bowled against us too.
And I wouldn't doubt it. And she's on her way of making Bowler of the Year and MVP. So she's going to take 2 awards. So it's going to be pretty nice. Well, let's go on to our favorite segment, which is Beat Mark's Picks.
Beat Mark's Picks. Here we go with another episode of Beat Mark's Picks. Rounding out last week is a tie for first place. Mark and Lee, both 5 wins, 2 losses.
Hey.
And our guest was 5 wins, 2 losses as well.
Nice.
That was Neil Brady. And then Chris holding up the rear at 4 wins, 3 losses.
One off.
What team cost you? What team cost Chris?
Who knows? I mean, half the league cost him.
Yeah, when you
rounding out the overall standings, Lee, you're still in first with 50 wins, 46 losses.
Yay!
Followed by a second place tie. Myself and Chris, 47 wins, 49 losses.
Dang.
So still under 500. And our guests have been 43 wins, 32 losses.
Dang. And at the
Rounding
time
about.
of recording this right now, it is raining cats and dogs outside right now.
Yeah, you happen to see the eclipse today?
Oh,
Yeah, I did.
yeah. I saw a lot of it, yeah.
Holy crap. Why is it raining? Holy crap.
You didn't know it was raining?
Yeah, I do now.
It was an eclipse earlier, and now it's thunder and lightning outside.
And expect rain all day tomorrow.
Oh, that's my wife, the weather girl. Jennifer
gonna rain all
McDonald,
day?
the meteorologist.
Should we cancel bowling?
No,
Yes.
no, we can never
Bowling's
cancel.
canceled. Cancel, guys.
No, we can never cancel
Come
bowling.
rain or come shine.
Yes, the meteorologist out of her own mouth. All right, anyway, I'm sorry. We're getting off track here. Okay, let's go back.
Now I was going to say the first match we got Three Fingers Deep versus BD in the Pocket. And this is probably the best match of the week on lane 19 and 20. The handicap is 12 pins to BD in the Pocket.
Any Kiss Your Sister votes?
12 pins.
No.
12 pins could very well be, but I'm going to go with Three Fingers Deep. We bowled them last week. I mean, man, it's always a battle when you bowl that team, and everything comes down to the end. Really impressed with Rick Connor this past week. He bowled really well. I'm going to stick with them. He got it back. So I'm taking Three Fingers Deep.
Man, you're right, Mark. This is the hardest pick of the week and probably the best pick. And Brian Brimmerman's been lighting it up lately. He's held that team up. Matthew Macy's been bowling pretty good. Didn't bowl so good last week, that last game. But, yeah, that team, man, this is tough. Yes, I am definitely hearing that going off in my head. Jeez.
Man, that's a hard one.
Two of your former proteges on BD.
Yeah, no, what I was thinking BD already. So no, I got BD. I was already thinking them, and I'm going with my gut, BD.
I see what you're going to do, Lee. You would just bait him into making his pick so you can go the other way.
Well, the problem is you picked one team and he picked the other. So, damn. Shit. You know, my initial gut said, as I always do,
yeah,
pick the higher team,
standings.
higher in the standings, and BD has got they're in third place, but Three Fingers Deep is no slouch. They should be contending for the top three, but I'm gonna have to go with my gut, and it's worked for me well so far. BD in the Pocket, third place team.
Why don't you switch it up one week, Lee, and go with the lower in the standings?
Because I'll probably end up losing that week. The week that does bad for me, that's when I'll switch it up.
Well, I want to take Rick, Connor, and Jord.
Fingers deep.
That's a very good pick.
Although I think that would be painful, though. But I'll go ahead and take them.
Painful,
right.
really? Is that what your analytics say?
Analytics.
You seen how big Rick's fingers are?
Oh, that's like a Coke bottle painful.
Well, I don't know. He gives prostate exams.
Oh, God. I wouldn't doubt if he's done that before. He's done pretty much everything else. Hopefully it was voluntary.
Yeah. I'm
All
taking
right,
Three
anyway,
Fingers.
let's go. We're getting off track again. All right, moving on. Next pair, my team, Team 1. Who you calling a pinhead against Wicked Trio? What's the spread here?
80 pins to Wicked Trio.
Ooh. Ouch.
I got Lee's team on this one.
I did not think it was going to be that much.
I got your team, Lee.
Lee, I'm taking Wicked Trio.
I don't blame you there. I would take the points too. The only problem is my team's ahead of them in the standings. I'm going to have to go with it. I have to pick my team because we're ahead.
Yep.
Gilbert.
I'm going to go with whore you calling a pinhead.
Or.
Yeah.
Damn, that's some good lightning out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
good thunder,
man,
too.
somebody got it.
Hey, what's
Somebody's outside listening to it. All right, next pair we got. Wow, I'm only hearing the thunder just now. That's crazy.
Probably me. I'm right next to the window.
Yeah, you farted earlier. Okay.
Yep. Thunder.
All right. Next pair, Team 9, Slate's Rockheads. This is Gilbert and his buddies against the men in the 10 pin. What's the spread?
47 pins to the men in the 10 pin.
That's a lot for them. That is a lot.
Who are they
All
going
right, I
against?
think we all know who Gilbert's picking.
Yeah, I do. I'm picking me and my boys because
Old rule.
I picked the men in the 10 pin.
Old people rule.
I picked the men in the 10 pin last week, and I'm not going to do it for them this week.
Uh-huh.
Gary, I wanted Gary stepped it up and won me some points, but he ain't doing it this week.
Gary did step up.
I'm going for Neil's team.
Really? Not Gilbert's team?
No, Neil's. He gets called by the anchor in Gilbert's anchor.
Okay, hot shot.
Yeah, I'm going to take Slate's Rockhead, but it's not going to be as easy as people think.
That's true.
Are
I'm
you
right
saying
there with
kiss
you,
your
Mark.
sister? Are you saying kiss your sister?
No, not quite, but probably like last week, 26-22.
Could be. I'm right there with you, Mark. I'm going with Slate's Rockheads because they're higher in the standings. I love that rule. I'm going to keep that rule. So easy out. All right, next pair.
Sounds like a cry for help.
That's Trump would say. All right, Team 8, pin high against Team 5, Slate Sloppy Seconds. What's the spread here?
Oh, my God. This is pretty high, 159.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
3 against
159. So this is definitely 3 against 4. There's not a lot of room for mistake.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
I'm going to have to go with your team, Mark, only because you had higher standing. But more importantly, it's Craig's wishes. He says nobody should pick his team ever. And that's one of the reasons why they won last week. So I'm going with Mark's team.
Yeah, I'm going to take us too, but it's not going to be easy. I mean, 159 pins. It's a 4-on-3. Not a lot of room for mistake. And even if they bowl their normal, I'm just going to have fingers crossed and give it a shot, and hopefully we can pull it out, but it's going to be close.
It'll be close.
Yeah, I got Ron's team.
Not Mark's team?
No, anchor. We're going by anchor.
I'm going to take our sloppy seconds. And,
we need to come up with some shirts for them, like some form of Slate's sloppy seconds.
Yeah. I'm going to take their team and hopefully a close one for self.
That's like those shirts that we had a few years ago. That was Mark's bitch or whatever it was. What was that again, Mark?
We still have that. I mean, I've got Craig. Mine says, Craig had to wear mine. It said, I'm Mark's bitch. Neil had to wear Craig's dad's shirt that says, I'm Ken's bitch.
Can you imagine those fines at Goodwill? They'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So since y'all are bowling each other, we need to do something, maybe come up with another T-shirt wager or something like that.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, but
if y'all don't know, Ken is a former JB Trio bowler from about 10 years ago. He had to drop out because it was just too late for him to bowl. He used to bowl with his son Craig, who bowls with us now on Pin High. And Craig took some time off. They both actually dropped out at the same time. But Craig came back, and Ken, he's about, 85, would you say, Mark? And
85, that's what he is, yeah.
And bowling with us would be just a little bit too much for him. So, awesome.
Let's all tell the viewers, the listeners here, what the real reason why this guy named Ken, because he wants to meet the infamous Chris.
Oh, of course, you know.
He wants to, yeah, he does want to meet the 4-time loser.
he wants to
meet the man in person.
He wants to see the president who made the JB Trio great again.
He's going like, and you know what? He does listen to the podcast. He's wondering who that guy is. Even the Greek.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, he just wants my autograph. He wants me to sign a couple things. He wants to indulge me.
Wow. You might have to do that one day. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll even see Mark bring that T-shirt back. Or maybe Craig will bring that T-shirt up.
You know what? I got the T-shirt. I got the T-shirt in my locker, so I might I don't know if Craig can fit in it anymore, though. It's sort of like Neil's shirt.
Oh my God. All right. So there you have it. We all made the picks, right? We all picked Mark's team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next pair, we got Team 7, the S team in first place, clinging to first, going up against his old buddy Chris.
I'll go last.
Put your thumb in it. What's the spread on this?
This is Chris's favorite number, 69.
Oh my God.
69.
That he's never done before. Oh, never.
Yeah.
Anyway.
16.
Wow.
I should say it's Camilla's favorite number.
Oh God.
69 pin difference.
Wow.
I'm liking the S team here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the S team. They got the queen on their team, and they're higher in the standings.
Wow. Fuck you.
So we got Mark and me. Gilbert, what do you got?
Oh, I hate to do it, but I've got the S team as well.
Sorry, Chris.
There's not much hate there.
No, yeah, I was gonna say I said that wrong. I was
You know what?
looking at.
You know what? If I win this, if my team wins, then I'm up one. I'm back in second place by myself.
Yeah.
Beat Mark.
Yeah.
I'm one game closer to Lee. You know what? I got my team.
It's almost like you'd be the comeback kid again.
Yep,
What the hell is
exactly.
he talking about?
Renew my name.
All right, it's the official Renew Your Name match. So Chris Woodmansey against Chris Saunders. So renew your name. All right, next pair. We got Team 2, OG, and the resurgence of Darren and Patrick against Team 11, Ricky and the two Mikes, who had a great week last week. Can they keep it up? What's the spread on this?
34 pins goes to OG. I will take Ricky and the two Mikes here.
I'm going to have to go OG only because I bowled them last week. They are higher in the standings, and I don't think there's any way of stopping Darren. He is on a tear. He's actually got a natural hook that he never knew he had. Well, he says he's working on it, but it's a great ball. There's a reason why he's still in the Coke, or not the Coke bottle, the March Madness bracket. So I'm going with OG, especially with Patrick, how he's bowling too.
I got OG too.
Your former team that you're going to join.
Yep.
Uh-oh, Gilbert's thinking.
Oh no, OG. I got OG.
OG. All right. And Mark, so you're the only one on Ricky's team.
That's all right.
All right, last pair. We got Almost Empty Nets, Team 14 against Team 4. Blame it on the alcohol. Last time they were on this pair, which is 31-32, they had their lowest scores they've ever bowled. What's the spread on this one?
This is the biggest spread of the week, 210 pins.
Wow, holy shit. That's a 200 bowler.
210.
Oh, my God.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's insane.
I'm going to take Almost Empty Nest here. I can't give up the 210.
wow.
I'm going to have to pick Almost Empty Nest, not because of any faith or
Oh, because
I have
of
a
the
lot of
higher
faith in alcohol, but it's the higher
blah,
standing.
blah.
Yeah, let's just say they're in the higher in the standings.
That really
You know,
makes.
We need to record something that says, I'm just going to take
Yeah,
the team in the higher.
Lee, nobody's gonna tune into this podcast because they think, well, he's gonna be picking everything in the highest.
Yeah. Yeah. They might.
Hey, there is
They
a
won't be
reason
tuning in
that
for
I'm
your
in
picks.
first place.
Yeah. They're going to tune out after this segment because they're going to go.
Well, we know who
Yeah,
he's picking.
that's right.
But there's a reason why
Nothing
I
to
am in
look forward
first.
to.
Yeah.
It's all strategy, baby.
Is it?
Man, 210. But here's what I think. I think like I bowled on 31 and 32 last week, right? I bowl 158, but I shoot 267. I can see that coming from these blame it on the alcohol boys. So I think they're probably going to win in a close one.
Yeah, but look at it this way. You get 158 one game, and you bowl 267 the next. Well, they get 210 all 3 games. So no matter
I know.
what,
That's
how bad they bowl.
yeah.
They get
Yeah.
210 all 3 games.
Yep, you're right. And I'm still picking the close match and blame it on the alcohol. Who knows? I picked the men in the 10 pin to run over those guys last week, and that's what happened. So,
Chris, what do you think?
Man, I don't believe in blaming on the alcohol whatsoever. Do not believe in them for 1 second.
Wow.
But you'll take them.
I'm trying to convince myself, my mind, to not take them. But in this 2 team, they are their best chance by like 2%. Just 2%. Like, not even a lot. Like, I wanted to say, like, this is only 2% difference between the 2 teams because they both kind of suck. But the 2% goes to blame it on the alcohol. But I'm trying to convince myself not to choose that team.
You're picking Fred's team?
I'm trying not to. I'm really trying not to.
You love Fred, though.
I mean, I love him as a person, great person. But as a bowler, man, he should just retire. Honestly, he should just pack it up and just like, you know what, save his Tuesday night for a better purpose.
Oh my God!
His brother, he has potential. If his brother just go to my seminars or reads my book or have me train him one-on-one a couple of days, be my Padawan, as you say.
What's your book called again?
One Ball.
One Ball.
Mm-hmm. It's just like his brother has potential. Garrett has potential. But
I wonder if your favorite fan has read that book before.
Maybe.
We'll have to ask him.
I got blame on the alcohol.
Wow.
Okay, it's in the books.
It's in the books. So we got 3 of us on almost emptiness, and Chris is the only one I'm blaming on the alcohol. Is that correct?
No, it's 2 and 2. You and me got empty nest, and Gil and Chris are on blaming on the alcohol.
All right, gentlemen, that about wraps it up. I think we've covered everything. Gilbert, thanks again. You might end up being like the 5th Beatle.
Yeah, you're a hell of a executive producer, and you might be able to help Chris come up with a new handle since Trump didn't like it.
Yeah, I'll be the Pete Best of the group or whatever.
There you go. We got to come up with a new handle for you too.
Okay.
I'll be the Billy Preston of the band.
The Billy.
Oh, see, he's so old. He says a singer like him.
Watch. Billy Preston was the.
You don't even know who that is, Chris.
No, I don't. The fact that I don't know who is the fact that
he was the 5th Beatle.
Yeah, see, it's the fact that he's naming Beatles from like 1860s. That this goes to show that this podcast has reached its age limit right here.
Wait a minute,
we're
Chris,
about to have a nurse on standby.
What year did you say that was from?
1860 or something like that.
Oh! I thought you said 1986.
And,
like, wait a minute.
Should I play that piece where Trump said you're fired, Chris?
We're gonna come up. We gotta call Trump. We got his inside number, and we're gonna talk to him. We're gonna ask him a few more questions about you.
Yeah, you should tell him. Hey, tell him I'm also president as well. So,
from one president to another. Yeah,
I tell him I'm trying to make JB Trio great again.
We forgot to mention that to him.
Yeah.
So we're gonna call him back and talk to him off the air, and we'll see if maybe he has any new words for you.
True.
Yeah. We'll be running tape on it.
I'm about to go to class tomorrow to learn how to give CPR because it's our podcast. Who knows someone who don't croak?
You mean you're going to give somebody mouth to mouth?
Maybe because our podcast group is getting up there in age.
I just can't picture you giving somebody mouth to mouth.
Hey, CPR is not all mouth to mouth.
I thought that's what you said in your last book.
One ball.
Exactly. All right. Okay. Bad visual.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you, Gilbert, for yet again being our guest on our podcast. And please do not come back. Please consider not to come back. Tune in next time, guys, as you see my team growing up in the league, averaging, going to take the top 5 by the end of the season because I am that comeback kid. Tune in as you see the S team winning it all. That's my prediction. The S team is going to win it all.
Wow.
All right. So, guys, tune in next time. If you do not tune in, you will be
given mouth to mouth by Chris.
Oh, my God. You be like Jared, shooting 300 after a 169 game.
Oh, and then getting mouth to mouth from Chris.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe from the weather.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes,
See you tomorrow.
Bye. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something, and believe me when I say this, nobody appreciates great content like I do. And let me tell you, folks, the JB Trios podcast, it's tremendous. I mean, these guys, they're fantastic. Listen up, everyone. It's time to address a matter of utmost importance. Chris, my friend, let's talk about this so-called bowling nickname of yours, Chris the Comeback Kid. Are you kidding me? That's not a nickname. That's a cry for help. You can't just slap comeback onto anything and expect it to work. And also, let me tell you, folks, by Gilbert winning the JB Trios Coke Bottle Tournament, again, is tremendous, just tremendous. I've always said winners find a way to win, and Gilbert's a winner. His victory is a true testament to his amazing talent and skill. He is truly helping to make America great again.
My fellow bowling fanatics, today I am thrilled to announce that the JB Trios March Madness Big Bracket has reached a pivotal moment. We are now down to the final 4 bowlers. Let's all now take a listen to Mark the Ancient Warrior to let us know who are the lucky ones that made it through.